get back to it. We want to hear the businesses. We want to hear the journeys. And that's literally what it's all about. Everybody that's going to be on this podcast this season is going to have a story on how they bet on themselves. Because that's what I'm feeling right now. Hey, it's your girl Naja Imani, and we are on another episode of Let's Talk About It podcast. On this season, we'll be talking about business owners that bet on themselves. And today we have another guest that did just that. I call him the king of embroidery, the king of quality, and the business behind the brands. Raheem, hello, hello, hello. You like my introduction?
I love it.
I really wanted you on here because I wanted to talk about how we turned skills into business for a lifetime. You know, like how we invest in ourselves in skills and then turned it in something that we can, you know, build off of for the rest of our lives. But I know that you started way, way back. This is not something that happened overnight for you. So I would love for you to walk us into your journey of embroidery, having your venue space, and beyond that, you know? So I want you to start on how you started your business journey.
I think it actually really started around 16. Well, no, let's bring it back to
Bring it back.
bring it back to my mom. You know, it's like one of my biggest mentors. So it all started with she started a daycare. Man, I'm like, she started a daycare. It grew out the living room, and then she had 2 daycares after. So from young, I kind of seen where it's like, okay, business is not so bad. It just takes time.
Right.
You know, you have to sacrifice.
So you learned that from her daycare, from business.
Yeah. From young, definitely, she had me in there like painting, just doing all types
hands-on
of
stuff. Yes.
So that plays a big part into,
right. And molding that mindset. Yeah.
So, fast forward, I fell in love with sales when I was at 16. And I used to work at Staples.
I was about to say sales, and what were you selling?
Staples. So I started as a stock boy. I started working at 15. Don't get me in trouble. But
right.
The manager gave me a job because I used to come every day like, hey, I need a job.
I need a job. Right, right.
You feel me? So he gave me a job.
So give me the coins.
And right there and then, I started as a stock boy, but not only was a stock boy, I was the best stock boy. And then I outsold the whole entire technology
department.
Wow.
At 15.
At 15.
Come on now.
Yeah, so and then at 16, that's when I was in the system and they moved me on to the tech department because I was selling more than the tech department.
Right, they're like, you need to move up.
Yeah, as a stock boy. So yeah, I think that's where it kind of started. Then I went away to college. And then I got another job at Office Max in Buffalo. Shout out to Buffalo.
I was about to say, Buffalo seemed like what put you on the map for me. That's where I remember some guys that I know actually flew out there because you had a pop-up shop.
Yeah.
I remember that. You had a pop-up shop for your brand, The Heartbreak, New York, right?
Yes.
And when I learned that people were flying out just to participate in that pop-up shop, that was huge, because Buffalo State, from even when we were there, fashion shows, but no one was really doing pop-up shops and really selling things on campus like that. So how was that for you? Because I feel like that was big just looking from the outside in.
College was crazy. We my first sweatsuit we dropped. It started with a t-shirt right before that pop up. We sold out. So in 2 hours. So after that, we had some sweatsuits and we sold all the sweatsuits in a day. So
okay, no, bring us back. So you sold the sweats out. You sold out in the sweatsuits in a day, but how? Is it just based off you were popular? You just word of mouth? You know what I'm saying? Because it has to be something either about the quality of the sweatsuits or how you marketed yourself, because that plays a big role in selling out.
Yeah, and you know what I think? I think I was ahead of my time. Doing the manufacturing out the dorm room. And then, having vendors not here making good
Making
quality
good,
clothes
right,
at a great quality price. So I was already ahead of my time with just that. So I think people were more excited to just see what was going on
right, right, right,
versus the brand being fired. So
right. Like
yeah,
wanting to be a part of the movement
yeah,
more than just worried about the quality. It's like I just want to have a Heartbreak New York on, and just to
yeah.
be a part of what's going on campus.
That's a fact. And that's what brought me into making clothes for other people.
Right,
Because a lot of people was like, "Yo, how you doing this?"
right, right, right.
And I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of you guys that didn't put me on, shout out to you guys, man. But
Shout out to y'all. Okay, we gonna call them crabs in a barrel.
yeah, but not a lot of people wanted to put me on it, and that bothered me in my early stage. So I'm like, yo, if you don't want to show me, I'm just
I'm gonna go out and do it myself.
doing my damn self.
Right, right,
And
right.
that's what it was. I taught myself everything. I wanted to design. I'm like, damn, how the hell I'm gonna show people what I want to do?
Right, right, right.
So then I learned Photoshop, Illustrator. That took me like a year. So I've been on like a 5-year journey.
Right.
But
And that's what people don't see. They just see the outcome.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, he must have did this overnight. And he been learned how, but it's like
Yeah.
5 years where it took me to get me, where I'm at right now. So it's like, you have to really appreciate the journey. And this is what I love this platform about, because I get to see where it all started, how long
Yeah.
did it take? Like you just said, I learned Illustrator and things like this, and people just don't know where to start.
yeah, that is a fact. So and a lot of people skip the foundation.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. So you would say that foundation was
Yeah.
more so learning, like you just said, like the Illustrator, Photoshop, and stuff like that.
Foundation from 16. And going back to talking about 16
And that mindset.
being the best sales guy, one of the best sales guy in the entire company. And then what made me stop working for people is because I was 18 and we worked at Office Max. I sold twice as much in 2 months, 2 to 3 months. I
Right.
don't want to lie. The first quarter they said as what they sold the previous year. And I see them taking out the people to dinner. The staff like, oh, we never been to dinner before.
Right, right.
But that's all the bonus checks,
Right, right, right.
So yeah, so from then I'm like, nah, I'm done working for people.
I can do this myself.
Yeah.
I can do this myself. But something that I was having a discussion about recently was being an employee does make you an asset for your own company, though.
Yes.
It gives you structure. Some people are not disciplined. So sometimes if you don't have that job that's telling you to get up at 9 a.m., do this by lunch by 12, it's like you're waking up at 4 o'clock now. But I see that's not a problem for you. I see you up at 4 a.m. getting to it. You know what I mean? So how was that discipline journey for you?
Every year I feel like I grow into a more disciplined
Yeah.
person. So, I really don't see anybody else but me. Not even to be like in a cocky way, but
No, it's discipline.
yeah. I'm always just trying to, how could I become the better me? How could I become the better me?
Yeah.
And I'm always just focused on that. My birthday's coming up
When's your birthday?
December 18th.
Ooh, oh, Sag.
Sag, yes.
I thought you were still in the Scorpio range.
No.
Okay.
Sag. But my birthday is like my evaluation time for myself. So,
I like that. I like that.
yeah. So every year I look back. I'm always in a race with myself.
But you have to. With yourself, you have to do that, because a lot of people get lost in everything around them.
Yeah.
They get lost in social media. They get lost to comparing themselves to people.
Yeah.
When it's like you didn't even compare yourself to who you were last year. And
Yeah.
you're still in that same area, still stagnant. And that's what I mean, where even when people that jump in and get businesses, it's like you jump and get businesses, but your mentality has not caught up to that yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like you're not ready for that yet, because you didn't train yourself. You didn't discipline yourself. And what I feel is like you didn't give yourself that healing process to reinvent yourself. You know what I mean? I feel like that is big, especially when we're conditioned to be workers. We're conditioned to think less. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like with you, like you said, evaluating myself every year gives you that, you know, that range of like, okay, what else do I need to do?
Yeah.
What else do I need to do to be more than what I was last year?
Yeah.
You know, which is why I just commend you on expanding your business year after year. I don't know if it's year after year at this point.
Yeah, it seems like, you know, stuff were going like so
Fast.
yeah, at first, you know, it was like slow. You know, 1 year it was like, all right, you make this accomplishment. Next year, and then, you know, I think like once I get out of college and them training wheels was off,
Right.
that's when I had time.
Right.
And, you know, I love school, but I hated school because of time. You know, how much time it took away from me. What?
The school situation is another topic because I just don't understand. You know I'm not going to get so deep into it, but what's mind-boggling to me is how many of us went to school. I don't know if you took out student loans, but I sure enough did.
Yeah.
And you take out student loans to be dropped off in the world because you did 4 years, so you should be certified for something.
Yeah.
You get dropped off in the world to not even be placed in a position to begin. You get what I'm saying? And especially in your craft. Like, say if you did journalism and stuff like that. They don't, you don't graduate and then automatically have a position in journalism. No, you have to work. It was so mind-boggling that a lot of people that graduated college that went back to retail or things like this, when that is what college is for. It's supposed to set me up for my life, my career, and it just doesn't do that. So it's a business at the end of the day. And a waste of time. Now,
Everything is a business.
It is. And when you start looking at things like that, you can then manipulate it so that you can take advantage and be ahead of the game, you know?
Yeah. School was like, and don't let me get me wrong. I definitely do love my degree. You know,
What did you get a degree in?
business, concentration in marketing.
Yes, me too.
Yes, definitely fire. So, like my last 2 years of college, I did 5 years. I already started like prepping myself.
Right.
You know, like getting ready. I'm like, I see that they weren't really
Really
gearing
planning
us.
you. Yes.
So-
You know what I really regret not doing?
What?
I regret, like, especially in business, I feel like, especially in business and marketing classes, you know how they had projects and, you know, for you to create this and create that. I regret not creating those things for my business at the time.
So
you know?
And that was why the last 2 years were like so easy for me, because
It was real for you.
yeah, but those classes, I when I started getting into those classes, I was just like, all right, boom, I'm not gonna just make up a company.
Right.
That's what started me writing the business plan, just for college projects. You know, it would turn a 1 page, 2 page. And, you know, by like my my senior year, which was the 4th year, I said I did 5.
Right.
But by that year, they wanted the business plan to be like 16 pages.
Yeah.
So I took that as my company.
My own stuff. Yeah.
So
I'm telling you, especially even now, I did a business plan because I was in business classes since like 7th grade.
Yeah.
And we had to do sample business plans at that time. So I'm like, imagine even now, like we did business plans, but we didn't know how like important they were or the doors that they can open for us. We were just doing it because it's a layout of our business and, you know, we get good projections and this, that, and third, but we can actually open a lot of doors.
Yeah.
Angel investors and all,
So
you know.
that was like one of the biggest things why I took the business plan.
Business plan.
Because in college, a lot of people don't know this.
Gems.
But I used to go to like so much local investors.
Yes, I'm telling you.
And I'm like, and I used to have this 16-page plan. And I used to be like, yo, this is the next big thing.
Yes,
Invest in
yes.
it. So from young, I was shooting for like I needed like 100K.
No, I'm so serious. And I feel like you said, we don't know that. It's not
Yeah.
like they in school, like, all right, listen,
Teaching you that,
if you do
yeah.
this business plan right, you may open the doors to get 500K. This one, you can get 50K from, you know what I'm saying, 10 different people and really build up like that. And it's just like, nobody's telling us this. You know, it's like we lose before we win just by starting off by going broke. You get what I'm saying? Going broke, investing in our businesses that way. But that is good because you don't have no loans. But, in the same sense, it's like you can use capital, other people's capital, to start off, to get your feet grounded. So what?
It's a good and a bad thing.
That's what I say. It's like
It's a good and a bad thing because in my aspect, we are completely paid off.
let's talk about it.
Yeah, all the machines and stuff. Me and my partner always talk about that, but the credit is not bad.
Right.
But I would say start the business cash because when you put in your own money into it, you discipline.
Right.
And it's not until I really started putting some real money into it, I'm like, all right.
So let's just throw out some numbers. Let's throw some numbers out there for people, like I was saying, that would want to start an embroidery business, because I know those machines are crazy.
Yeah, my first one in college was 6,000 to start to learn. Yeah, and then I got out of college. That one was like 14. And then
I'm getting hot.
on the grace of God, one of my college friends, he was into embroidery, and he leased me the machine still to this day.
Right.
One of my single heads. And then so I had two of those coming out of school, and then over the time, just even freaking last month.
Right. No, but that's the thing. People want to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I want to know if this is something I want to do, like, what should I expect jumping into it? Because a lot of people don't know, and they hear numbers and then go ghost.
I don't think about it. I don't think about it. You see me right now, all black sweats.
Yes.
This
is dedication. He came straight from work. Okay.
Yeah. We understand a life of simplicity. Me and my partner is like, I have two partners. I have a Jewish partner. He's the older guy, you know what I'm saying? And I have Lax. He was a Rasta, but he both of them taught me like the simple things of life.
Right.
And that's what turned me into a monster. Understanding money, understanding what's important in life.
Right.
Understanding what you could even do with $1,000.
Right.
People think it's hard. It's not hard. It's just sacrificing, So that's really what it is. But you can't think about numbers.
Right.
I put so much money into this shit.
So with $1,000, what would you do? How you just said, like, they taught you simplicity, they taught you how to manage your money. But with somebody's just starting out, what would you do with that first $1,000?
I found a store today for $1,000.
I know that's right. So how does that work? I know that's right.
But and they got to be around their friends, and they got to be around people they know.
Right. And that don't really have to be the case.
But
that's the sacrifice that you have to be willing to make.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? So, and once I understand that, like, you could go anywhere and start a business.
No, really.
You feel me? And it's really who you are and what you're bringing to the table. And you see it all the time. How much guys, open up business in your neighborhood and you don't even know them.
Oh, my gosh. That was something that I really wanted to talk about too, was your community. You know what I'm saying? Like, we feel for some reason that business or successful businesses aren't accessible for us, aren't obtainable because of our success examples around us. You know what I mean? Which is why, again, it's so important for me to have business owners like yourself on this platform, because we really don't have well, some people don't really have success examples, you know? Like even when you were saying down to your mom at a young age of just watching her,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
she a beast.
Beast, beast, you know what I mean? Beast mode.
She a
So
beast.
it's like you have a success example that molded your mentality very, very young.
Yeah.
You getting? And in our communities, we see in Chinese restaurants, Spanish restaurants, you know what I'm saying? Jamaican restaurants. And it's like, why do we feel like we can't own these things ourselves? You know what I mean?
And I'll tell you right now, because I keep it 100%.
Right.
And that's why me as a business owner, we own 2 stores, I know I don't look at how much we do in sales, but I know we're a 6-figure company
Right.
for sure.
Right.
But
so how do you measure your business?
right,
How do you scale your business?
and that's why I say, I'm a little crazy.
So we know we just working. We working around here.
Yeah, we working.
Yes.
It's no and that's why I love my partners so much. It's no limit on money.
Yeah.
It's no limit on whatever, and the business pay for itself once you understand.
Yes,
that,
yes.
So baby steps still win the race. So like that $1,000 place that I said we found today, I'm gonna take that $1,000 place and make that $1,000 place get me a place that's probably $10,000 a month.
Right.
I could buy a place. So it's really about maximizing what you have in front of you. And that's what all I did. I didn't, and that's why I said the money is endless.
Yeah.
Because I could tell you I put 100,000, but I didn't put 100,000 of my money. I put 100,000 from me offering services.
Right.
Getting 100,000.
Right.
From my services, even
And
if it
then,
was ministry. So, and the more you invest, that 100,000 is going to turn into 300,000 because you're offering 3 times.
Yes,
So
yes.
what you could invest in at 100,000 is going to definitely be different from what you could invest in at 300,000.
Right.
So when you have 300,0and to play with,
Then it's a different ball game.
It's
yes.
You get what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at.
Where you're at. So how about the pandemic? So it's so funny because dealing with like I was saying, like a skill that you can actually have business for a lifetime. It's like whether it's a down season or up season, this happened to be the season where people are wanting to start businesses. You know what I mean? Like I quit my job, so now I want to start businesses, which gave you more opportunity for more business. You're I'm just imagining the demand that increased just due to the fact that people are creating their own businesses. So how was the pandemic for you?
The pandemic, at first it was slow, but I understood my purpose. Going back to that plan.
Yes.
That we were. When I jumped into the game, I wanted to revolutionize it. So I understood I never wanted to be traditional.
Right.
That's where we took the turn and focused completely on digital marketing, which 90% of my competitors in the print market don't do because they're older guys. I'm not gonna lie. If you want to jump in my industry right now, you need 5 years to catch up to me.
I know that's right.
And that's not. It's not only because of the machinery.
I was about to say break down the difference in the machinery. So like what you're doing when you say you're doing more of the digital, what do you mean by that?
Well, customer wise, so you see how you go on Uber and you just order your food and it comes.
Yes.
Instead of your traditional, you go into the print shop and you place an order.
Right.
I make it easy. I take your money in your DM.
I know that's
for real.
They say you don't even gotta see me, okay? You don't gotta see me.
And that's where
but that's I feel like in this generation, that's what people rather.
Yeah.
I don't even want to go like don't make it difficult for me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna send you some pictures and make it happen. You get what I mean? Like how much is it? And then make it happen. Like so I feel like you said, that's the best way to do it. People don't want to complicate. I don't want to step out my house and do nothing.
And I on my downtime I watch a lot of documentaries. So I understand that Google, Facebook, they're spending millions to understand what my peers understand,
Right, right.
and I'm firsthand.
Right, right,
You get
right.
what I'm saying? So I'm next to my peers. I know what you guys like. I know how to interact with you
Exactly.
guys. That's why you guys get the little music on the videos with the
Yeah.
clothes. That's not for no reason.
Right, right. Every little thing counts.
Every
Every little
little
thing
thing is
counts.
calculated and it counts. So, um, or even the holographic whatever
Thing
man
that's going on.
going
Uh-huh.
on. Yeah, so that's all because of what you guys like.
Right.
So or what my peers like. So yeah, that's where we're trying to go.
So I like that even with like I know the embroidery is like the base.
Hmm.
You still have the Heartbreak New York, which let me just start off with the slogan, okay? Because when I read it, I was like, hold on. Hold on, is he a poet or something? Okay. Whenever the heart breaks, it breaks uneven.
Yeah.
Let me repeat that, okay? On my smack. Let me run it back. Whenever the heart breaks, it breaks uneven.
That's a fact.
That's a bar.
Yeah.
Explain that though.
And
Like,
heartbreak is not really. That's like my at first I wanted the whole brand, but what I really understood what heartbreak was for me was a way of expression. What's going on in my eyes, not only just in my personal life, but what's going on around the world.
right, right.
So when you got the sad face and the happy face. So when I think like when somebody breaks a heart or a heartbreak happens, somebody walks off benefiting
Yes,
more
yes.
than the other person. So it's never even. You got the happy person and then you have the person that's like devastated.
Yes, no, it's always like
Yeah.
that. It's
So
always like that.
yeah, that was it. But uh, love. I just try to definitely make art behind it.
Yeah. And I feel like that was that romance. I always tell my friends, I feel like pain creates masterpiece.
Yeah.
Like even in the darkest times, it's like if you just let that creative juices flow, that will create your masterpiece right there. And I
Yeah.
feel like that was, like part of that segue for you.
Yeah. I go through a lot, on the other end. Yeah, success is great.
I was about to say, what's
But
that life balance,
it
that life work balance?
it's not really a balance, and I'm getting used to it. And I don't even see myself as successful. That's the crazy part. Is
Because you haven't reached your peak yet.
Yeah, I just want so much more. But it's people say, "Yo, you've done this." It's not until I really sit back and I'm like, "Damn, it's fucking 2 stories."
Yeah.
Now.
But that's what I'm saying. When do you sit back and think and congratulate yourself? Even if it's not your peak, it's like you said, it's better than who you were last year.
Yeah, I mean,
What do
yo,
you chuck yourself a drink? Ding ding.
yeah, I guess
You know what I'm saying? Because you deserve that.
listen, I mean, I don't know. Right now, I'm just I'm focused on the future.
Yeah.
I really do want to change something in the world. I do compare myself to the greats. I studied Jeff Bezos like no tomorrow.
Like no tomorrow, right?
Yeah. So and what he's done is just literally take his simple ideas and fucking do it. And
Yeah.
anybody that's gonna watch is the hardest thing is to do it, and once you do it, everything becomes.
That's why I
easy.
was just ranting the other day. Like, just get up and do it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You don't have. Sometimes you overthink it. You overthink yourself in a box, and then that's where you stay. But sometimes no, really.
Yeah,
You
no.
overthink, and then it's like you've been in a box for 3 years because you want to perfect your ambiance. You want to perfect your studio.
You can never perfect it. You just gotta
Exactly.
do it.
Exactly.
You're never gonna know. We had a store for a year, a New Shell store. We didn't do anything to it. We just made it come to us when it came to us, and we did it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then, as I said, we was just talking before I got here, and we were talking so comfortably about getting another store, and it was
Yeah.
like we're not nervous. I remember we were so nervous.
I think that's so super dope.
Last November getting the store. It was just last November. And, we're over here talking about getting another one. So it's just like, and then I'm talking spicy because I know how to negotiate these
Right.
contracts.
Right.
I know how to ask for a couple months on build outs.
See, we definitely need to go deeper into that. Like, knowing what to say.
Yeah.
Knowing what to say, because a lot of people, they'll know if you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, once you-
Off rep.
And then I realized that, once I come in, I say, yeah, so how much months you give me for build out? What's your square footage?
Yeah.
What are we zoned
They're
for?
like, okay, let me look at that.
You know
Let me look
what
at the
I'm saying?
paperwork. Yeah.
No, don't go get no paper. You send me a proposal.
Yes.
A template of a proposal. Let me fill it out so you can send back to the landlord.
Right.
So, even when it's levels.
Right.
But
See, that's what I want to get into. Like, we got the embroidery out the way. Now, we're going into the Made in New York event space now, right? So is that what you're speaking about, or is this something different?
yeah, so we just acquired that other space. It's a
Which is going dope. I seen you have
Appreciate that.
a Halloween event that went there.
Yeah.
I'll be doing something there. But that's super, super dope, because you're changing lanes still up under one umbrella. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's all under one umbrella, because the brands that you're, putting the embroidery on, they could be doing their own pop-up shop right at the
Yeah,
event
right
space.
there.
So it's like you're creating your own customers in that same light, which is, it's just amazing, because this, again, I know I've been saying this a lot, but this is why I love people that come on this couch, because we need to know that it's accessible.
Yeah, it is. And it's so easy. I tell you something. It's easier to get a store in New York City than it is to get an apartment.
Please I need step 1 to 5. Okay, let's go. You find a spot, like you just said.
Yeah.
Actually, let's go step by step with the spot that you see that you're going to buy for $1,000. What do I do next? I see the spot, bam.
So I'm gonna tell you, it comes, and that's why I said the hardest thing is to do it. You see, when you have 2 other stores, you go holler at a landlord. You go holler at him, and you say, "Yo, I got 2 other stores, motherfucker." You gotta let me. It's a different convo,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But going into your first one, I would say all you need is money.
But the $1,000 ones, I know I can't just pull up with $1,000.
No, but you see, the thing is, you see the $1,000 one now. It's so much loopholes, and that's why I say it's levels, not to be cocky. But
No, it's true.
it's because the for rent didn't even go on the store yet.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But because you're already a store owner, and you see what's going on,
Right.
the person just moved out today, so you pull up. Yeah, hey, what's going on?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're right there, the opportunity, and you're right across the street. So it's like I already got a head start on just the average person just trying to drive by. So and that's why I said the first one is just money. All the other ones is coming in. The Harlem store, that wasn't on a for rent sign. We got a direct connect into that.
Right.
And also
which is blessings.
yeah, and also and also all other business owners, they're gonna get that firsthand, like, oh, yo, this store going up for rent.
Right.
Before the average Joe.
person.
So, the hardest thing is just doing it. Once you get there, everything will become, shit is getting freaking easier.
No, but that's what you're seeing more people do it. So
Yeah.
that's why it's like, what is the blueprint? After I go, I contact, make sure you have some money. Is the credit really a factor nowadays?
And that's why I said it's harder to get an apartment than how it is to get a store. No credit. I saw the New Rochelle store. The guy, we gave him the money. He's like, oh, here's keys. He gave us the lease blank.
That's crazy.
I put 10 years on that bitch. I need it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying? It's like you would never know. It's like automatically, oh, my credit is bad. Let me beat myself out the game.
And that was it. I said, just do it. Me and my partner. I came from Florida with my girl. And then, she was, I just came back very inspired.
Right.
And we was like, yo, let's just start looking for stores. And we looked and we went and
you found it. That's super, super dope.
Literally just went. It was like a Monday or Tuesday. We just went.
I love that, because it's just knowing that all you have to do is look. All you have to do is ask. I know it was a
Yeah.
friend of mine. You know, everybody was like, "Well, how did you get the news and casters and journalists coming out?" She said, I just asked."
Yeah, you just
You know,
ask.
I didn't know
You
that you
know.
could just ask the news people to come out to your event just to
Yeah.
have some type of coverage.
Yep.
And it's like you never know until you just ask. Like and that's the craziest part about it. We will, like I said, beat up ourselves in a box before we network and ask for resources or network and just ask questions. Like
Yeah.
we skip that whole thing and just to do it on ourselves and be on a road to nowhere for 10 years.
It's yeah.
It's crazy.
It's
Like
easier being rich than it's easier being rich than being poor. You know what I'm saying? It's harder being poor. Like, and to say that, I hope I didn't lose my train of thought, but it's like it's easier. Like once you're doing it and you're in the path.
Right.
Yeah, and we just met another older couple. And they just literally just gave us the damn company.
That's
We
what I'm
just
saying.
acquired another company, printing company in New Rochelle, by literally just asking them some questions.
Crazy.
Yeah, so
Crazy.
they're gonna start giving us all their orders and stuff. So
That is super dope. Okay.
yeah,
It's super dope. And I have one question. I like to ask. I like to play this game where it's the game of threes. So I'll ask one just to keep it because I have a lot of information. But what are name three fears I would say that you had to box in for your businesses to succeed.
can't have no fear. I told myself, you can never panic. You gotta just find solutions. So once you have that mindset, you could set my freaking store on fire tomorrow. I'm not saying, let's not knock on
Yeah.
wood, but what I'm gonna do, cry?
Right. No, really. I gotta
So
pick back up and
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. What's next? So once you have that mindset, what's next? You have no fear.
Right.
The world is yours,
Right.
and that's just how I feel. So
I love it. See, he didn't even need three fears. Three. What? We don't have none of
we
those.
don't have it because I'm not scared to fail.
Yes.
Cannot be scared to
Yes.
fail.
And that's a lot. That's a big thing because I can even speak on my own experiences. That was a big thing. I had a lot of opportunities that I just didn't like. They were mentioned. They were given to me, and I didn't go after due to the fact that I was just scared that I would succeed. Like it's so scary when I actually say it out loud because it's
Success.
like, do I belong in these rooms? You're telling me I belong here, but how do I know that I belong here?
It's not crazy. I don't want to keep you long, but it's not crazy. Like, success is something that you have to brace yourself for.
Right.
It's yeah. So it's points when I've got to a certain level, and I'm like, damn, like, shit, like, do we even want to do anymore, or
right.
like, you just can't be.
You just gotta do it. You gotta bet on
Yeah.
yourself. I'm telling you, this is why I'm so. It's just in me this whole season where it's like, bet on yourself, bet on yourself, bet
Yeah.
on yourself. Like you have to go for it and trust
Yeah,
yourself.
and the
Like
event space I'll tell you a funny story. It was really the upstairs of the printing store that I merged with my other partner. And I met him in a warehouse in Jersey in the pandemic. Jay, shout out to my son Jay. He was in there and yelled his name out, and he was like, "Hey, he do DTG." I'm like, "Word, I do embroidery."
right.
And even though I know I wasn't the best at the time, I'm like, "Nah, we got a link." So
At the time.
yeah, yeah, we coming for that. Everything.
You might have the belt now.
But we just by talking,
Yeah.
me and him merged entirely. That's how I have Harlem.
Right.
And then
That's why your network is so important.
yeah, he knew so much people. He do so much shit for like it's crazy.
Right.
But we started off as just a print store, and then we turned into an event space after. But that was just a bet.
Yeah.
We was just like, yo, let's try
That
it.
is super, super dope. I don't even do embroidery, but I want to start something now.
Yeah.
I want to start something now. That's why I know that this episode would be so beneficial to someone who wants to learn a skill, where to start, how to invest, like even just down to just asking questions and going down a block. If you see something for sale, call them up.
Yeah.
Don't just count yourself out the game. And that's something that I learned from you just having that talk with you just now. Like, don't count yourself out the game. It's as simple as just asking a question. I love to give tips to our aspired business owners as well. So what is something that you, like a quote or just something that someone can take away from this as well as the whole conversation?
Um, as I said, one of my biggest things I really live by, don't panic, just adjust in every situation. One of my biggest things, and people might be religious and not say God or whatever, but the man above is huge in my life.
Right.
Energy is huge in my life.
Right.
So like if you want to be in business, and shout out to Gary Berger, he taught me this. It's one of my professors in school. But he basically said, once your energy is good, you could go into any room and you can have whatever you want. Literally. And that's marketing.
Yeah.
You could persuade somebody to get whatever you want them to get. And that's really true, and I live by that. So
I like that. And it's genuine.
Yeah.
It would be genuine energy. It's not
It's
like you're going and
yeah.
manipulating things.
You don't want to
Yeah.
do that. I live honest business.
Yeah.
And that's why, when I started, not to hold it up,
No, you're
but
good.
black owned, people was like, I got killed, criticized a lot. Still do sometimes, but, and that's why I'm such a perfectionist, because when I jumped in the game, people ripped me into pieces, not being on time, quality not great.
Right.
They think we scamming them.
But that's you. I told take those on the chin, and now it makes it
Yeah,
better.
you know what I'm saying. I don't know what I haven't been through, but just keep going,
Yeah.
But
I like that. Don't panic.
it
Adjust.
is one thing I was gonna say with the business, all those criticism and stuff. Like you keep learning as you go along. So just keep elevating.
Yeah.
You never know.
Listen, y'all. If I had my notepad right now, I know I'm gonna. When I go home and edit, just know I'm gonna be. I'm gonna hit you back up like, what you said about this again? Who was it again?
Now I remember. Sorry. So
Yes, go ahead.
We're going back. We're saying all the criticism, by having a genuine good heart, good energy, those people surface back
Yes,
around.
that's so true.
I talk about one of my and this happened. I hope he watches too. Cafe. It's one of my biggest brands that I've worked with. Me and
I
Uptown
know.
Chase.
Yes.
We bump heads all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But energy.
Yeah.
Me and him energy is just so
Yes.
great.
He is super dope too.
I want to tell you something. Me and him bumped heads recently. You know where I seen him yesterday?
Where?
In my event space. And he's from Buffalo.
Right.
But when the energy in the world is so
It's good.
aligned,
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's super dope. And that's why I'm like, I just love that, like, even this platform brings me around, people just like you. Like, where the energy is great, where it's like you get to learn things. You know what I'm saying? Like, learn your journey, how you started, and what you learned along the way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that all of that counts. And like you said, like, just the way the world aligns, it's like, it's a perfect timing for you to talk about your journey now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a complete different journey talking about it today than talking about it 5 years ago. You get what I'm saying? So it's like everything that you learn everything that you acquire, business ventures. Like, I'm super proud of you. I'm proud of you, and I can't wait to see what like what more you have to do. Like, which is like, you can't even count that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like limitless when you really think about it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, that's super dope. I really do appreciate you coming up here just to talk about your journey. Like, I just look at everyone's businesses as their babies. So I feel like you're coming up here and sharing your baby with the world as well. You know what I'm saying? Which is super, super dope. And then to have people take advice and take notes so that you can create more of that. Like, that's what it's all about. Like, our community, we want to be knowledgeable about what we have, knowledgeable we have access to. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, like, we don't even know to ask questions.
Yeah.
It's that simple. It's that simple. So it's just like, just to know that we have access to this knowledge, access to people and business owners just like Raheem, it's super dope, super, super dope. So how can people contact you? Like, let people know your handles, let people know how can they do business with you, the whole nine.
You could definitely hit me on Instagram at the best marketer.
You heard him right. You heard him right.
The best marketer. And you can follow our page at made_NY. Then we have the events page, made NY _event space. So, yeah.
Super, super dope. Thank you so much again. And again, listeners, this is Naja Imani with another episode of Let's Talk About It podcast. And on this season, everyone who sits in this seat has bet on themselves. So if you know many business owners that has bet on themselves as well and would love to sit down and tell their journey, don't be shy. Hit me up and give me information about the business so they can be right here in this seat and tell their journey, because that's what it's all about. Okay? All right. Thank you so much.